Hi guys, Happy New Year and welcome to 2025. It promises to be a great year. And also, welcome to this week's episode of Thrive Careers Podcast. We are thrilled to have a powerhouse in the world of HR and talent transformation with us today, Olu Joseph. With over a decade of experience driving talent and culture transformation, Olu is not just a strategic business leader, he is a mentor, a coach, and a champion for the next generation of HR leaders. Holding an impressive array of credentials, MBA, MSc, CHRL, SPHRI, PHRI, Olu's expertise lies at the intersection of strategy, leadership, and human capital development. Today, Olu brings his wealth of knowledge to the mic to dive into a crucial topic, goal setting for career success in 2025. So please join me in welcoming Olu Joseph to the podcast.
Thank you for this invitation. And I think I'm so excited to be on this platform.
I think I am more excited, Buster. I can't wait to see, what we're going to do with this session. And I'm just so pumped up. And I want our listeners, to also be expectant because this is really going to be no fluff. You're going to have actionable steps that you can implement as you walk through 2025. And that's basically why we are here today, to help you straighten out your career journey, ahead of 2025. So we'll just get right into the core of the conversation today. I have one icebreaker question that I like to ask my guests, and definitely I'm going to put that forward to you soon. If your career journey were to be a movie, what would the title be? Would it be an action movie? Would it be drama? What would the title be? And tell us why.
So if my career were to be a journey, it will look like action movie and it will come in series.
Different episodes. So what would the
Yeah.
title be?
Okay, so let me think. I'll think in terms of the new version. So people can look forward to what does it mean? New version in terms of what? Because there are various things surrounded by my career journey. So there are different experiences. I work with different people, different line managers. Yesterday, I was just thinking that my current role is giving me different perspectives, different from what I have experienced before. So, yeah, new version. The version you see in series one is not the same version you see in series two.
Excellent. Different versions keeps coming out every time. And I think that's really the beauty of life. The fact that we keep evolving. Blue of 2020 is not the same as the Blue of
Yeah.
2024. And definitely not going to be the same in 2024. So we love it. Thank you for sharing that with us. I think that has pretty much opened us up to a conversation for today. So I'll just go ahead and ask you the very first question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So my number one question to you today is, why do so many professionals struggle to achieve career goals? And how can they set realistic goals that aligns with their long-term aspirations?
Okay, so the 1A question, why the struggle with setting career goals? I think the first thing we need to talk about is the fear of unknown. That's the first thing. The second thing is there's something we call phobophobia. You fear fear. To some people, they are scared of failing without knowing that failure is part of life. In fact, failure is embedded in success. So they get scared of what if I fail? That's the first thing. They are scared of trying. And the moment you don't even try at all, you have started failing. So the next thing is purpose. So I'll lock it together. Lack of purpose, lack of clarity, lack of vision. In all honesty, vision drives goals. You pull out goals from what you see. So some are blind, and that's the reason why. See, it is not all that have eyes that can see. There's something we call insight. From inside, how many of us can see from the inside? Goals are produced from within. So that is the reason why even when you're sleeping, your mind is working towards your goal because the goals are coming out of you. Also, lack of energy and motivation. lack of energy and motivation. So the moment you don't have the vision and the purpose to create insight, then you lack motivation and energy. That's the reason why I've seen so many people saying that I don't even know what to pursue again. And I created a program called Coaching for Clarity. So some would tell you they don't even know what to pursue in life, right? And they are losing motivation. In this world that we have, no one can survive it without self-motivation. That's the reason why some struggle to create goals. That's the one here. So what's the one big question?
Okay, I was really enjoying that. So the B part of the question is, how can they set realistic goals that aligns with their long-term aspirations?
So how do I set realistic goal that align with my long-term aspiration? It's still coming from what I have mentioned. I'm going to talk practical and then I'm going to start using myself. So when I'm setting goals based on what I see. What is my why? What do I see? So that is the way I can set my goal in alignment with my aspiration. The first thing is to understand, what do you see determines what you will write. I love one song that they used to teach kids alphabet. I don't know if you know that song. They'll say, say it, the letter of the alphabet. When you see, then you can write. You cannot write what you don't see from the inside. And whatever you cannot see, you cannot align with. Now, the bridge between what you have mentioned now is alignment. Now, do I have it written down? Do I have it in my mind? Then how does it align with my aspiration? Now, what you are bridging is where you are now and where you want to be now and the future. And that comes with clarity. See it, say it is the way to align it. I have come to realize that sometimes when we write it down on the paper, and then maybe during relocation, and then you get to misplace your goals. And then you are thinking, I cannot remember what I have written down. Then that is not coming from within you. Someone like me, I don't write my goals on the paper. I put it in my mind. I create a picture. And I'll give you for instance. When people were talking about 2025, I said to a friend, I said some of us are already operating in 2025
Come on
because
now.
what we are supposed to achieve in 2025, we are achieving it right now. Now, because it is not the calendar. You don't put your goals in calendar.
That's
Goals
right.
operate in season. Season drive goals. And because we understand the season we are into, we know what to do at every season. And I'll give you, for instance, when you are coming into a season of winter, you prepare, your goals are aligned. And then you say, by so period of time, I want to buy winter jacket. I want to buy winter shoes, right? You are aligning your goals with that season and not with calendar. We don't dwell in that realm where we don't understand season before writing goals. How do you know where you will be tomorrow? Then that tells me what to pursue, how to prepare. Season helps you to directly write your goals with understanding. And I'll give you, for instance, until a single lady realizes that she's entering into a season of marriage, she will never prepare for a wedding date. Season determine what you write. I was talking to someone, I said, you know what? Some are still in 2022. Yeah. And some are already in 2025. Some are still working in 2024. A pregnant woman is making preparation because she's in a season of life. Her growth will be determined by the season. In fact, everything changes around her because of her season. When she's doing things, she's doing it because of the season she's into. Now the question to the people is, do you understand the time and season you're into? Because that determines how you write your goal.
Wow. This is not conventional. And a lot of things jumped at me from what you've explained. Understanding times and seasons in setting goals. I think that should even become the the topic of this session. Because really that is so profound. Like that is taking it way out of ordinary. Because if we truly understand our season, then we'll be able to prepare accordingly.
I know the time you plan to start problem, go into podcasting, because you understand the season you were into that period. And then season wake you up. Season brings knowledge and understanding to you, right? And that's the reason why now it is happening. Because you understand that this season must not be wasted.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you write down what gadgets do you need. When should I buy the gadget? What is driving you with what you see, not what you don't see.
Very profound. Our listeners, I hope you heard what I heard. You need to understand times and seasons, not just about following the crowd to set goals because we're in January. Just right. And that's what happens, because if it doesn't come from within, like you have rightly explained, halfway through the year or even in the first quarter, people have forgotten that they wrote down
Exactly.
goals. People have
Exactly.
forgotten that they wrote down goals. They are chasing other things. There's no alignment.
Yeah.
So it is really foundational. You need to understand the season that you are in and then plan accordingly. So you don't plan yourself out of the
Yeah.
season. So many to unpack around it. I feel like it's a topic that should be expanded beyond just this 45 minutes that we have. But because of our time, we're going to move straight into the next question of the day. Thank you so much, Olu, for sharing that very
Pleasure.
profound perspective with us. So, to the second question, can you share a personal experience where goal setting transformed your career, and what framework or approach made the biggest difference?
So, two sides. What has really transformed my career is to know what I want at every point in time. Understanding where I am, who I am, and where I'm going then gives me the opportunity to be able to define what will take me there. And now that I mentioned what will take me there, two things I'll mention here: the place of appointments and the people that I've surrounded myself with. They've been able to help achieve career success in my career journey. And I will explain further. Sometimes I've been in a situation as part of a place where it was painful to be, but I know that I am still at the right place. And let me say this: the fact that you are going through pain at a particular time, in a particular situation, in a particular place, does not mean you are not in the right place. Pain is not a sign that you are in the wrong place. Someone was in the prison and then something happened at a particular time, and then he was elevated from the prison into a palace just because he was in a place where he was supposed to be. Destination is part of career success and fulfillment, if we need to understand deeply. And then he was sold out into a place, and then he met someone in that place that gave a recommendation. And then that's the reason why I tell people that are still looking for jobs that go and tell this person that you are coming from me is better than a great resume.
Mm.
I don't know if you understand that. Recommendation is better than a great resume,
Hmm.
a great CV, right? So these two things have been able to help me shape my career journey and create career success. Where I am now, what is my assignment where I am? What do I need to achieve here? If I get into an organization as a place that we're talking about, what I need to think about is what impact do I need to make in this particular organization? Who are the people that can help me survive or make career success in this organization? So I connect with the place and I connect with the people that can help me make career success. And when it is time for me to leave, I don't just leave the organization. There are people I leave behind and there are people I need to move on with.
Hmm.
So these two things we must get right, right? And what I have seen is a lot of people acquire knowledge, certifications, but they don't understand, right? Beyond certifications. Like we say that success in life is a combination of relationships. Your career success in life will be a combination of relationships, especially where you're working currently. I realize that I cannot achieve one thing without the people that I work with. There's nothing I can achieve. You can't work in isolation. So build relationship where you are. The more relationship you're able to build, the more career success you're able to build.
The more relationship you're able to build, the more career success you would get. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're looking for one cheat code, I think this is the cheat code to career success, relationship management.
Yeah.
Because no man is an island. And this resonates deeply because one of the conversations that I've had before now, one of the things that my guest had to say was also that, especially when it comes to job searching or job hunting, that it's not really about what you know, it's who you know.
So let me tell you this. I was in a place, I was doing a one-on-one session with someone on Sunday. And then I said, after preparing this person for interview, and then I said a statement. And then the person looked at me like, are you all right? I said, after I have prepared you now for this interview, the truth that I want you to know is that nobody will hire you because you are good for the job. You get hired because they like you. I'm glad you have done talent acquisition. Most of the people you get hired is basically because you like them.
That's
You can
right.
connect with them.
That's right.
So competency does not hire. Relationship, emotional intelligence, higher.
And I hope that people can really listen and run with it, because if you put, even if it's just half of the things that you're hearing here today to practice, you are guaranteed to have a lasting, sustainable career success. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Use it.
Mm.
Thank you.
So let's move on to the third question for the day. Can professionals balance setting ambitious goals with being realistic about their current capacity? And what role does accountability play in staying on track? I know that's like 5 questions in one. So maybe you can take the A part first and then I'll take the B part
Yes.
later.
So the first thing I would say is being realistic comes with being aware of who you are. We say that man know thyself. Do you know yourself? Are you aware of your strength, your weaknesses? So the first thing I ask people to do is to do a personal SWOT analysis before you even write down your goals. Then, so when you're writing your goals, you should know what strengths you are bringing in. And then what do you think can stop you from realizing your goals? And at the same time, who are the people you can leverage on? In all honesty, see, people are the best career success tools. The people you have that you can leverage on, they can help you realize your goal. So it means that the people you have in your circle of influence will either pull you up or pull you down in terms of goals, realization of your goals. Sometimes you don't get to understand that when you set a goal that looks really bigger than you, it's basically because you have people that can push you up to achieve this, right? In all honesty, especially when God is giving you a particular vision and then you are thinking that this is bigger than me. God is not just looking at you. God is looking at someone that is close to you.
That's right.
And then you see some people, they are saying that, oh, I have this certification that I want to write, but I actually don't have the finance to support this. But there are people around you. Why do people go to people when they want to buy clothes? But when they want to go for certifications, they don't go to people, right? So the realization comes through your strengths and other people's strengths. Don't just leverage on your strength for goals realization. See, and everyone use someone. Let's put it that way. Everyone use someone. So your capacity combined with others' capacity will put you up there.
Your capacity combined with other people's capacity would put you on there, would take you to that career success that you're
Exactly.
aiming for. So much wisdom here. So the B part of the question is, what role does accountability play in staying on track?
So for me, accountability in the sense that any serious individual that wants to have success in their career journey must be submissive. It is either you are submissive to your partner when you write your goal and then you are accountable to yourself and go to someone. What framework? I don't have a written framework, but this is what I have been able to do. Anytime I want to do something, I actually discussed this with a friend. I also discussed this with my partner. And then few weeks after, it's either my partner is asking that this that you mentioned that you want to do, how far have you gone? And I also have a very good friend that will ask and say, you mentioned this. How far have you gone? And I'll give you, for instance, I have been planning, I've been writing a career book, and I have a friend in the UK that is aware that I'm working on a book. There's no day this guy would call me. The first thing is going to ask is, oh, Prof, how far with your career book? Some you have mentors that you can actually be accountable. You can share what you're doing. You can help them to check up with you on your goals. That can become your framework. Your peers can help give you that support. It's just a reminder that you need to deliver this at so time. You can create personal calendar to say that this period you are supposed to do this, and then it should give you an alert maybe 2-3 days before that period, right? But the best thing actually is to be hungry. When you're personally hungry for that particular goal, you write a goal that makes you feel like this is the food you need to eat to survive in life. And if you don't eat this, you are not surviving in your career, right? So make it look like this is your survival strategy. I just have to do this, and set motivation, and the people around you will give you the motivation that you need to be able to make progress in your career journey.
Awesome. One thing keeps reverberating through our conversation today, and that's the impact of people. Like, you really cannot separate people from success, right? For every question that I have put up to you, there has always been that people factor. So even in accountability, who are the people in your life? Who do you have in your circle?
See, someone can be stagnant in their career journey because they don't have people. So career success comes with the people you have around you. Stagnation in career journey comes with who you know. So don't set goals without thinking about people, the relationship around me. How can these people help me to achieve these goals?
I want you to, dwell on a particular point that you hit on just now, because I feel like it's an eye opener. Don't set goals without paying attention to the people around you. You just touched on that now. If you could just help us expatiate more a bit on that so we can get out all of the juice.
Okay, so one of the things we also look out for is when you're writing your goals and then you go to people around you to ask them, do you see Olu in this goal? Do you think I am in the right path? Do you think I can do well on this journey? What do you think about myself and the goals that I've written down? And how would you help me? See, those that ask questions in life, they quickly arrive at their career destination. They have the right people and they ask the right questions. In fact, intelligent people don't speak all the time. They ask. And intelligent people don't just ask, they leverage on others' capacity to achieve results. And I'll give you one example that you are so involved in. I have this privilege in my organization to transform the onboarding program for my organization. And then I thought about how can I have one of the best onboarding framework in the world. And then I pulled HR friends together, and I asked them questions about onboarding. How do you do it? What are the things you feel that you want to change in this framework? And then I left that part to go back to the HR thing to ask them the same question. What was I doing? I am leveraging on other people's intelligence. Now, you may be thinking that why is this guy asking us? This is what you are paid to do. I know this is what I am paid to do, but I also understand that without you, I can't do great things. After God is people. So that's why I tell people, when you say you set a career goal that you want to get a job, don't set a career goal that you want to get a job. Set a career goal that you want to meet someone. because you don't get a job without someone. So it is either someone called you to discuss the job with you. It is either someone interviewing you for the job. This is always through someone. Career success is always through someone. It is either someone that God has prepared. That's why I said, if it is success in life, first God, then people. That comes down to the quality of your career success is determined by the quality of the people around you. If you now want to improve the quality of your career success, then improve the quality of the people around you.
Interesting.
And you now know the honest truth. You cannot be greater than the people around you. See, I tell people, I said, if you want to fly, hang out with eagles because dogs don't fly.
Hang out with eagles because dogs don't fly. A leaf doesn't fall far from a tree.
So when you check around me and you see the people I hang around with, when you check the picture of who they determine my future. But don't forget that dogs attract dogs. You can only attract your kind. If you want quality people, you must become what you're looking for. Success is not built on your self-intelligence alone. Trust me, it will not take you anywhere. In fact, I have the opportunity to sit down at either talent review session, succession session, where we talk about people and their values. And then we see someone that's extremely good, but we say is not good for that position. Nobody will promote you just because you are good alone. Someone was talking to me recently and said, I have received a lot of rejection. I said, rejection is part of life. Until you understand that rejection is a tool for the next level. When you see rejection as failure, then you remain where you are. Rejection now and people that you have around you. When you receive a rejection mail and you belong to a circle of influence of people that will say, this is how Canada is. It's just like that. It's rejection all the time because of the kind of people you hang out with. And then another phase, a perspective B will say, I receive a rejection mail. People around him will say, your rejection mail shows that you are close to where you are going. Can you see the true perspective about people you hang out with? First perception is discouraging you, saying that this is how it is. You can't get a good job where you are. The second perspective of the people you hang around with, they are telling you that despite that you are receiving rejection mail, it shows that you are close to your destination. People.
We need to be very intentional about who we hang around with. If 2025 is going to, be all that you've ever dreamed of, you have to be intentional about the people that you choose to stay around with. If you want to fly like the eagles, then you have to be in the company of eagles because dogs don't fly. So you need to check your company to be sure that you are on track. This is very important. I cannot be overemphasized. Thank you so much, Ru, for leading us in that direction.
Pleasure.
So we'll move on to the number 4 question for the day. But let me check in with you. How are you feeling? Are we drawing virtue from you?
I'm just enjoying myself and I'm trying as much as possible not to go spiritual.
Life happens first spiritually before things begin to happen quickly. So yeah, that's what we do on Thrive Careers podcast. It's not just to come and tell people, cock and bull story. It's been real, what really works. So the number 4th question: when motivation dips, and this happens to the best of us, or circumstances change, how can someone adapt or reframe their goals without feeling like they have failed?
Okay, so I've actually mentioned a few of that during the conversation. I don't know why I'm being led to people. Now you have a goal written and that goal failed. What do people around you tell you about your failed goal? Do they label you? Are you labeled for a failed goal? But let me say this because of someone. Failure is not who you are. Failure is just an event of life. When you think you fail, why did you fail? The way you responded to the goal is what you need to check. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not a failure as a person. That is the reason why you have never seen any parent name any child failure. Because failure is just an event, an outcome based on your response to that situation. Each time I fail an exam, I tell myself it's because I did not prepare well for the exam. So all that I need to do is to go back and prepare well for the exam. If you fail a G1 test, G2 test, the challenge is not because you are destined to become a failure in life. No, go back, review, check what do you need to learn more for you to be able to pass this test. The second thing is the mindset. Your mindset determines your outcome in life. You don't grow bigger than your mindset. What is your mindset about this goal? In the first place, see, some fail on a particular goal before they even write the goal down because there is no acceptance from their mind to what they have written down. Goal is when you write it down, you check it, look at what you have written down. Can you picture what you have written down? Do you see this coming to manifestation? Some will tell you no. Now, listen to me. When someone said, if I can touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. This is my goal. My goal is just for me to touch the hem of his garment. I will be made whole. Now, she was made whole before touching the garment. Because it first happens somewhere before it happens another place. Result comes in two places. There is a first place where result comes, which is in the mind. So when you picture your goal, do you see, have you not seen people that before they write a test, they are telling you that they know they will fail?
Right. And
Their minds, and they already fail. You failed before you write a test. So when the result comes out and then you see them talking about, I know that I will fail. So the right mindset prepares you for the success of what you are pursuing. This is what we call growth mindset. Growth mindset is even when you fail forward. Even when you fail, that goal fail, you know that it is not you. It's just a comeback of assignments. Some of us, we failed because we need to learn how to teach other people so that we can explain it to them. So it is the mindset. How is your mind wired for what you have written down? Look at it. Can you achieve it? Some will say no. And some will tell you, oh, yes, I can achieve it. Right? It is what you believe that you become, even if you fail, even if that goal is not work. And then the truth is, let us learn how to write a flexible goal. Don't be rigid. Why punishing yourself? You determine the end, the time frame, reverse it. If it's not going to work and you see that this is something you want to achieve in February and you realize that this may not work, reverse it. Check what do you need to do well. And then you can eliminate if you have to eliminate. Don't let a goal make you feel sad. You control your goal. Don't allow your goal to control you. Just like you control the people hanging around you. You control what you write it. So be flexible to change it.
The first thing you said that resonated deeply with me was about how you respond to failure, because failure is an outcome. So if that outcome happens and it is unpalatable, it's failure, you don't like it, then you retrace your steps back.
Yeah.
What did I do wrong? And then reposition yourself. And you are most likely 99% of the time going to get it right if you retrace your steps. But you know what usually happens to people is they get discouraged. And that's why the question was in that manner.
Yeah.
One of the Instagram live session that I had, guest spoke about how she failed an exam. And that was the defining moment for her. An exam that she thought she was going to pass. But instead of allowing that to deter her, because she has a picture ahead of her, something that she was looking to accomplish at the end of the year, the kind of resume that she wanted to see at the end of the year, that we all saw and we shook like, wow, how many years did it take you to build this resume to this point? She remembered that end goal and decided to go back and rewrite that exam, and she passed it. Failure is an outcome. Stop treating it as a destination.
There was a time, I think last year, I wrote the CHRL exam and then I failed. And then when people come across, they say this and that, and then I said I failed. A lot of people were like, you failed? I said I failed. They couldn't believe it. I said I failed. And then later I said, I know why I failed. And then I was able to correct. And when I corrected it, when I was writing the next one, they were saying in my HR that you need to go have some days to go and write this exam. I said, I don't need some days. I know why. and I've been able to handle my wife. And then I walk in quietly into the hall. And I wrote the second one, and then let people also learn, other people around us, learn to share their failures. Don't just come to social media and paint us like success is all that you have been achieving all through your career journey. Every great man failed somewhere. Every great man failed somewhere. So failure is an encouragement. Failure is a motivation for men that are strong.
So profound. People don't show the background work, the failures that they've experienced. Nobody just happened. Things don't just happen.
Yeah.
There is the backside of the desert. So there is the work that has gone into it before whatever it is that you're saying today. And just to buttress your point, people should be in that space to be able to share those background stories. Just as you are, it encourages people and it will help make the world a better place when people begin to make peace with failure and don't make it define them. And something you also said that I wanted to reiterate or just to bring to the fore of our listeners is also being flexible with your goals.
Yeah.
Man, woman, you set that goal. You set that goal. Don't put yourself under pressure.
Yeah.
Do not put yourself under undue pressure. If you need
Yeah.
to adjust, be open, be adaptable, be flexible. These are life-saving skills that we need to have as human beings and will not drive ourselves into depression. If you need to take a break from it, take a break from it and then go and re-strategize and then come back and it will be obvious where you have been. It will be obvious from the results that you'll be demonstrating. One of the things that I promised myself on this program is what you have touched on, to be real, to let people know how it is.
I have never seen a woman that is giving birth without pain. Some of us, what you see from the outside, were birthed out of the pain we've gone through.
Right.
My current career now was birthed out of pain.
Right.
Pain is also part of the journey. Failure is part of the journey. Stress is part of the journey. Disappointment is part of the journey. But at the end, some of us, we are so rigid, smart, that we look eye to eye ball with the devil. I said, even if I fail, I continue. You knock me down, I get up, I continue.
That's
I
right.
won't give up.
That's right.
I will not. Giving up is a tool of the devil, right? So we cannot, because we know where we are going to. You gave birth to this out of pain. It's different from someone that just wake up and say that I just want to start a podcast because I want to make money. No, you're doing it because you want to make him pain push you to where you're supposed to be.
That's right. All the time that I was comfortable, I kept excusing it away. I kept looking for all the reasons why I couldn't do it. But in the midst of pain,
because some of us don't see clearly until
I
when we get into
received
pain.
the energy, the right amount of energy to be able to give birth to this. And
how is it you gave birth to an idea?
right. And I know that my life can never remain the same because this fulfills me every day and I cannot just overemphasize it. The kind of energy it gives to me, and the springs it puts in my step. And, also to buttress the fact that the accountability part and who we hang around with. I remember when this was just an idea. In fact, coming to you, I had not even said it when you said, okay, are you sure this is not what you should be doing? And I'm like, say no more, because this is the reason why I'm calling you. Who you spend time with, who you're listening to, who has your ears, is very important. And this is the year to be very intentional about that. If you're going to see the kind of success that you desire, whether it's in your career or in any aspect of your life, you cannot joke, with some of the things that we have shared on this podcast today. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
My pleasure.
So the final question for the day. What are your top 3 tips for staying consistent and motivated with career goals throughout the year, even when facing setbacks? I know that this sort of aligns with what we just finished discussing, but tips for consistency, for staying motivated throughout the year. Because sometimes it just looks as though setting goals just happens in January. By February, people have moved on. So how can people really stay consistent throughout the year?
Okay, so the first thing is to know your why. The second thing is to know your why. And the third thing is to know your why, right? So that will help you to stay glued to your goals. If you really want to do it so well, write it on your mind and write it in other places where you can see it physically. Commit your goals to someone, discuss it with someone, right? And then attach integrity to it. So if I see a friend and then I tell a friend I want to write this exam in April, if I don't write it, I'll come back to you because I see it as integrity. I have told you I will do something. If I don't do it, because integrity is part of my core values, right? So I tell a friend just because I know that I'm committed to this assignment, right? So stay connected to your why. Stay connected. Let everything you do comes around your why and what you need to achieve. And then regular review of your goals. Do it as much as possible. Do it as much as possible. Write it where you can always see it every day, right? And then work with people that can help you achieve or give you the support. Build a support network. Build a support network. Like we said at the beginning, you need people, right? And people also need you. And that's the reason why you pay for the value you cannot offer. And people pay you for the value you can offer. Surround yourself with network that can help you achieve your career goals and your career success. If you need support, feel free to let them know you need support. The one that is asking for support is not the weakest, is the strongest. Right? Don't be shy to say this is where you are and this is what you need, right? So find people. This may be a period for you to eliminate and attract. I said something recently on TikTok that if you have the capacity to attract quality people, you must also build the confidence to reject unquality people. Don't be shy to reject those that will not allow you to move forward in life. Feel free to reject them. Feel free to let go. Don't be shy to let go. Let go. And then if you have that capacity to welcome people, then have the capacity to reject people. You are strong if you can do that. But if you can only attract and then you don't build capacity to repair, you are weak, right? They say life is too short. Then if it is too short, truly, attract quality people. Let your goals be based on quality people. Be determined to attract quality people in 2020. Don't be shy to let go of those that are not in alignment with where you are going. Every calling needs someone. Every assignment needs someone. If someone that you have cannot help you achieve that, reject it. People you can learn from. Don't just surround yourself with people that you are the only one giving to. It is being selfish to yourself that you are just the only giver in your circle of influence. Then you are in the wrong place. And don't forget, those that are receiving will keep enjoying receiving. Yes, it becomes habits. In 2025, surround yourself with people that can stretch you, people that can expand you, people that can squeeze you, that will squeeze good things out of you. People that see beyond what you see. People that can tell you how things work. People that can show you the way. So you have friends that can show you the way. It will relieve you of stress and struggles in life. The journey that is supposed to take you 1 year can take you 10 years because of the people you work with. So work with the right kind of people that have, in fact, a better understanding of what you have. And then that will put you in a place of career fulfillment. Don't forget this last word. I've said it during the conversation. I will say it again. If you want to fly in 2025, hang around eagles because dogs don't fly. Thank you.
What a session. I don't even have the words to describe how I feel right now, but I feel like so much wisdom has been disseminated on this podcast today. And this is enough to last you for 2025. Thank you so much. Everything just boils down to people. Be intentional about the company that you're going to keep in 2025. Something that you also said that stood out to me. If you have the capacity to attract people, you must also develop the same courage to repel those that are not supposed to be on the journey with you. because for whatever you care, they are just going to be sapping your energy.
Mm,
If they are not adding to you, then they are subtracting.
yeah,
So be smart enough to cut them in their tracks. Destiny is unapologetic.
yeah,
Our races in life are individual. You need to understand that and man your own lane, because
yeah,
that other person has their own lane as well. Man
yeah,
your own, guard it
yeah.
jealously. And 2025 would be the kind of year that you have always dreamed to have. What do we say to Mr. Olu Joseph? This has been wonderful. And before we go, I know that our listeners would love to meet you, to engage more with your wisdom, with your experiences. So let us know where we can find you. Tell us the social media platforms where people can follow you. What blogs do you have? As many expressions as you have that would help people to easily find you and then follow you and then take the conversations away from here. We'll be glad to have you share that quickly with our people.
I thank you for that opportunity. So I tell people that one of the best places you can see me apart from my home, staying home with my family, is LinkedIn. If you really want to get my attention quickly, come on LinkedIn and you will see me right in there because I always want to be where opportunities are. You can check Olu Joseph on LinkedIn, on TikTok. You can check Holu the Blacksmith. Yes, let me say it in my language.
Please feel free.
Olu Alagbede. Oh.
You allow me there.
So that's why the blacksmith. So on these two platforms, you can easily get my attention there and then we can stay connected. You can get through Jumoke too.
Thank you so much. What should people take away from this session if they've not heard anything you said all the time we've spent on this platform? What will be your last words to them as we wrap up?
Okay, so from the conversation so far and from what I am picking up from this session, the most critical thing that I feel that people need to understand is the people factor. There's a statement I raised which I have never thought about until on this platform. I said after God is people, and that's the truth. Even if God will make his way, he will use someone. So build capacity such that you can also attract quality people that you're seeking to get. The more you improve on yourself, the more qualified people you attract. Don't be stagnant. You design where you want to be in 2026, right? If you have to grow, it's your assignment. No one is responsible for your growth but you. And if you also want to be stagnant, you have given yourself the permission. You don't need anybody's permission to be stagnant. So the same way you don't need anyone's permission to make career success in life, you can fly as high as you want to fly without anybody's permission. As far as your mind aligns with the height you want to fly, you can always achieve what you intend to achieve. As far as your mindset agree with you, you can become whatsoever you want to become. As far as your mindset agree with you, you can turn things around as far as there is an alignment within you. But first, think about what is happening within you. Then you will see what you see on the outside is as a result of what we see on the inside. I don't need to come into you to know you. All I need to understand is what I see from the outside. So in 2025, prepare more of the inside and not just the outside. It is good to dress well, but also dress well from the inside. Pay more attention to how you look from the inside and not just make up from the outside. Let what you look from the inside now begin to reflect on your outside. That is the best way to live life and achieve career success. Thank you.
Awesome. I mean, what do we say? You live from inside out. That's the best way to live. Thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. We called on you and you answered, and we are not disappointed. Thank you. Thank you so much. This brings us to the end of today's podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope that you will join us next time.